What's up, YouTube? Partywaffles here, and today, boys, I got some good news for you, okay? All you guys been worried, asking me, is Frosty K dead in 9.1? Is Frosty K dead now that we lost Heartstop? I've been saying, just wait, boys. There's more to come. There's no point in worrying until everything's out. But you know what? Blizzard finally released some more changes for DK, and I'm going to go over them with you guys and explain them to you. So let's see. Is this a buff or a nerf? No, I'm pretty sure it's a buff. But let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we're it's a given that we're not going to look at blood, right? That's a given. We don't play blood here, okay? We're frost or unholy, all right? This is PvP. So we're going to take a look at frost first, all right? So, there's a new talent here called Bitter Chill, all right? Chains of Ice reduces the target's haste by 12%, and Frost Strike refreshes the duration of Chains of Ice. Okay, this might not sound that crazy to you, all right? But I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. So basically, you always keep Chains of Ice up on your target. So if you're always keeping Chains of Ice up, that means that's a lot of globals for you to press Chains of Ice, right? So number one, the Chains of Ice is already going to be up, so their haste is always just going to be reduced by 12% because you always keep it up anyways for the most part. And then secondly, Frost Strike refreshes it. So since you're hitting the target and Frost Strike is in your rotation, you're not going to have to press Chains of Ice as much. So basically what this means is when you play this talent, you're going to need to press your Chains of Ice global less. So you're going to be able to be pressing damage globals more. So what this is going to do is it's going to increase your damage just by the fact that you're not going to be pressing Chains of Ice as much. It's going to be resetting itself. And secondly, you're going to be decreasing the enemy target's damage at the same time simultaneously. So I think this is a really good talent. I'm going to be honest. I think this is a really good talent. The next thing here, they removed Cadaver's Pillar, which is fine. I literally never played it, so I'm good with that. Dead of Winter, it looks like they just changed it slightly. So after Remorseless Winter deals damage 5 times to a target, they are stunned for 4 seconds. Remorseless Winter's cooldown is increased by 25 seconds. So basically, and its radius is reduced by 5 yards. The radius is not reduced anymore, so it's the same radius. But at the end of the day, like, you don't really play this talent very much anyways, so kind of irrelevant. But the next thing here, Death Chill. Your Remorseless Winter and Chains of Ice apply Death Chill, rooting the target in place for 4 seconds. Okay, it's the same as before. All targets within 8 yards are afflicted with Death Chill when Remorseless Winter is cast. All targets within 8 yards as opposed to 5 yards. Okay, well, at the end of the day, I never really played Death Chill either, so that's not that crazy for us. But when you chain when you chains of ice a target already afflicted, why can't I say that word? Afflicted by your chains of ice, they will be afflicted by Death Chill. Okay, well, that's nothing crazy, right? So far, these are nothing special, but Bitter Chill is insane so far. So it looks like they changed Delirium a little bit here, though. Okay, so let's take a look what they did to Delirium. So your Howling Blast and Frost Strike, it's grayed out because this is what it used to do. So what it does now, Howling Blast applies Delirium. Okay, same as always, right? Reduces the cooldown recovery rate of every movement enhancing ability by 20%. Reducing the cooldown recovery rate of movement enhancing abilities by, it used to be 25%, 2 stacks, but now it seems to be 50% for 12 seconds. So instead of having to stack your Delirium up on the target like you used to, it seems as though it's just going to be a one thing, one ability, no stack. So you just put the debuff on them, boom, and it's there, which is also going to be nice because that means if you want to keep your Delirium up on every target, then instead of like Heartstop, or not Heartstop, what am I? Instead of Howling Blasting twice, you'd have to Howling Blast, and then hit the next guy. Howling Blast. Now it's just going to be one quick Howling Blast on each person, and they'll have full Delirium on them for 12 seconds at a time, as opposed to 15 seconds. But I think that's overall a buff to Delirium. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure that's a strong buff. So far we got one good talent, a buff to Delirium, and yeah, that's 2 buffs so far. These talents were useless anyway, so those are irrelevant. Transfusion is removed. That was useless as well because Death Strike does nothing right now. So let's take a look here at Unholy. So, Doom Burst. Sudden Doom also causes your next death coil to burst up to 2 festering wounds and reduce the target's movement speed by 45% per burst. Lasts 3 seconds. So, Sudden Doom is when you get a free death coil proc, right? You'll get a free death coil. That's the Sudden Doom proc. But what this does, so when you get the free death coil, and you shoot that death coil will now burst 2 wounds. So, and reduce the, if they have 2 wounds on them and you death coil with Doom Burst, the sudden death Doom coil, you will reduce their speed by 90%. So that's a 90% slow for 3 seconds on them. So pretty much making them immobile. So if you're getting sudden Doom procs left and right, the target is not even going to be able to move at all. And that could actually be kind of insane for kiting. You wait out the sudden Doom procs, and you could use the spec that lets you have 2 sudden Doom procs. So you could do 90% slow for 3 seconds into another 90% slow for 3 seconds. I don't know. You could definitely annoy some people with that talent for sure. It looks like an interesting talent for sure. Life and Death. It looks like they nerfed this. I don't know why, but when targets afflicted by your Virulent Plague. Oh, I see. Okay, so they changed it from festering. So it used to be when targets are afflicted by your festering wounds, but now when targets are afflicted by your Virulent Plague. Oh, that's kind of crazy actually. Because yeah, so basically how this worked was you'd have your festering wounds on the target, and whenever they were healed, you would get like a little bit of you get about 10% of what they were healed for, right? So if you had wounds on everything and they were healing them, you'd get healed as well. In addition, your Virulent Plague now erupts for 400% of the normal damage when dispelled. So that's kind of irrelevant, but I mean, if they keep dispelling it, it's good. But the bottom line here is what makes this talent good is the fact that it's just your Virulent Plague now. So basically, like, that's your main dot, right? So you keep that dot up at like all times. Ideally, you want to have that dot up on all targets at all times. So that's basically just passive healing for you. Because any target that's healed for so I'll read it for you the full thing now. When targets afflicted by your Virulent Plague are healed, you are also healed for 5% of the amount. So if you keep your dot up on everybody at all times, everybody's going to be getting healed, right? So you're constantly going to be getting healed for 5% of that amount that everybody's getting healed. So that's good. That's some just passive healing for your Unholy DK. That actually is kind of insane now that I understand it. Necrotic Strike has been removed. So that's an interesting move. Necrotic Wounds. So bursting a festering wound converts it into a necrotic wound, absorbing 5% of all healing received for 12 seconds and healing you for the amount absorbed when the effect ends. Max 6 stacks. Okay, so basically, so say you stack this up to 6, you stack this up on the target 6 stacks, that's going to be absorbing 30% of all the healing received. So for 12 seconds. So the maximum stacks you can have for this is 6. So yeah, 30% healing. Huh. So it's kind of like a 30% MS. You're absorbing 30% of the healing they receive, but also it's healing you for the amount absorbed when the effect ends. So it's kind of like a big passive heal. So this is kind of like the other thing. It's like it's just passive healing as well as like the absorption. So with necrotic wounds coupled with life and death, you might actually have insane survivability. I'm just trying to imagine it because you're constantly can be converting wounds. So you're constantly going to have the wounds going. And every time they fall off, you're going to be getting healed for the amount. Plus, if you have life and death going in Virulent Plague, you're going to be getting healed for that too. So I think you're just going to be constantly getting healed. So it's kind of interesting. It's actually kind of interesting. I would have to see how they work in action, but I think it'll be good because Unholy was lacking healing a lot, right? Unholy was definitely lacking defensive. But will the healing be enough is the question. Because it doesn't, I don't know, 30%. I wonder how offensive this will be though. Bursting a festering wound converts it into a necrotic wound, absorbing 5% of all healing for 12 seconds. So yeah, it's 30%. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. It absorbs a lot of healing, but we'll have to see. It does look interesting though. There's one more thing here we can look at. So, oh, sorry that. So here we go. Death's Advance. For 8 seconds, your movement speed is increased by 30%. Okay. You cannot be slowed below 100% of normal speed. Yes. You are immune to force. Okay. What's different about this? Cooldown change from 45-second cooldown to 45-second recharge. Okay, there's one charge. Okay, it has to coincide with his next talent. Okay, that's fine, it's fine. So that's nothing. So this right here is, this is kind of insane too, it seems like. So Death's Echo. All right. Death's Advance. So that's your root break. Sorry, not your root break. That's just your movement speed. You can't be slowed and immune to knockbacks. So you get an extra charge of Death's Advance, an extra charge of Death and Decay. Death and Decay is not that crazy, but extra Death Grip. So if you play this PvP talent, you can have 2 Death Grips all the time. So if you're playing Frost, you chill streak, they get out of it, you grip them back again into it. Like, I don't know. That sounds pretty good too. That's pretty sweet, not gonna lie. I could see a lot of situations where this is gonna be strong. What's the last thing here? Rune of Spell Warding. Sorry, Spell Warding. Or Spell Warden. Sorry, boys, my day off today. Rune of Spell Warding is applied to you with a 100% increased effect. So I'm confused about this a little bit though. So Rune of Spell Warding, engrave your weapon with a rune that deflects 3% of all spell damage, and taking magic damage has a chance to create a shield that absorbs magic damage equal to 10% of your maximum health. When an enemy damages the shield, their cast speed is reduced by 10% for 6 seconds. Okay, so Rune of Spell Warding is applied to you with 100% increased effect. I'm just confused as for this talent, if we need to have Rune of Spell Warding equipped on a weapon. I don't think we do, though. I don't think we do. I think it's just the effect without having it equipped. In which case, this is kind of insane for casters. So, because let's think, right? So, Rune of Spell Warding is applied to you with 100% increased effect. So, basically, double all these. So, give you this effect. You get the weapon effect, but double it all. So, deflect 6% of all spell damage, and has a chance to create a shield that absorbs 20% of your maximum health. So it's just a passive 20% shield and reflects 6% of all spell damage. And then it reduces their cast speed by 20%. Dude, these look so good. These actually look so good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, everybody was so worried, and I told you guys, man, just relax. But here we go. So, all in all, we're gonna recap here. All in all, Bitter Chill looks insane. Delirium is nice that they made it so you only have to push Howling Blast once to apply it. This looks interesting, and like a 90% slow that you could potentially like have spammable. You could make some outplays. Life and Death, it's cool how it's with your dot now, and it's just like always going to be healing you, literally always. Necrotic Wounds, I'm not sure about this one yet. I think it's going to be good though. It's definitely going to be good healing. It looks like an MS basically, so I think this is going to be good. Definitely going to be good. A-Bomb, they increased the cooldown of A-Bomb, but who cares? You don't even play A-Bomb right now, so it's whatever. Yeah. And the last thing, Death's Echo. So you get double Death Grip with this talent, double Death Advance, double Death and Decay. That's pretty crazy too. This one seems so good for fighting wizards. Actually, so good for fighting wizards. Like passive shield, slow their casts, and reflect the spell damage. So all in all, boys, I think we got some crazy new PvP talents, and we can like imagine you play this build on Unholy. Like you play Life and Death, you play Necrotic Wounds, and you play like Spell Warden. Like you're gonna be like an unkillable tanking machine. But I'm very excited for these, boys. I'm very excited and optimistic about these, and I hope you guys are too. But there's my take on these. I wanted to let you guys know as quick as possible, like what I think about these, and you guys should be excited because I'm excited. So, anyways, thanks for watching, boys. I'll see you on my stream tomorrow. Have a good one.